Hey, what's up, Golferos? Welcome back to the podcast. I know we've been on a break. We've had a hiatus. Podcasting is hard work, guys, and it's very time-consuming, but I love to do it, and I'm excited that we're back. And today, to kick off Season 3, Episode 1, we had to do it right, had to bring the vibes, so brought it back to the aisle. For those of you on YouTube, you can see that we're posted up again on hole 16, and had to bring a guest that would match those vibes, match that energy. So with that being said, Brandon and Jamel, the Bito boys are here today. Guys, thanks for joining me on the podcast.
Thanks for having us, Ralphie boy.
Yes, sir.
No, we're excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us. Emerald Isle is dear to us, so being here, having the podcast here means a lot to us. So let's get this thing started, baby.
Yeah, of course, man. I think we gotta take it back a little bit and talk about, dude, like how we met. I think it's really funny how we met because, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and you've already corrected me once, but we actually ran into each other over at Glen Ivy, for the LA Fire Relief event.
Yeah. That was the first time we met. I think we were probably hole 15 or 16 for you.
Yeah.
You had the Los Golferos set up. You're slinging the towels, repping
as we do.
That's right. Yeah, beautiful towels, by the way. The sarape. If you need a towel, check out Los Golferos.
Yes, I like that. I like the plug right there.
Oh, absolutely, man. We have them on our bags. You see it all the time.
Yeah, I know. You guys rep hard, and I love it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, but we rolled up, and you kind of introduced yourself, and I think at that time we maybe had 500 people following us. It was like 3 months, 4 months in, and I think it was just kind of like a quick meeting. It wasn't really too much.
Yeah.
But thankfully, a few months later, we met for real at Good Company Golf Club.
Yep. That was a good time. Yeah, that was over at the charity event we had for the homie Omar and his little cousin Michael, who, guys, update, Michael's actually doing really well. He's beating back his cancer, so I know we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. So shout out little Michael for, dude, probably being one of the strongest people we know, because man, I feel like that would put me on my ass.
Right,
so
yeah.
For sure.
Congrats, Michael. Keep battling, buddy.
Yeah.
We're here with you, man.
100%, man. But no, I like that you bring up that night because I'm a vibes guy. I mean, I feel like it's evident with us talking about how we got to do this episode. And I feel like it's going to sound cheesy, but I feel like I can read people's energy. And right away, I'm like, do I want to fuck with these people or not? And right off the bat that night, like obviously we talked at Glen Ivy, we got to know each other for a few minutes,
right?
But that's not going to be enough time to like really set a foundation. But I know that at Good Company, the beers were flowing, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But, dude, we got deep into some conversations. Like, man, we were just talking about vibes, people, good energy.
Yeah. Family.
Dude. Baseball.
Yeah.
So, no, that was really cool. And I'm really excited that, I got to meet you guys. That spread to family. You guys got to meet Raul and his son. Started talking about baseball. Because baseball is a big part of our lives.
Yeah, that was at the next tournament, right? The Shindig.
The Shindig.
Yeah. The Shindig. Yeah.
Safe Par Shindig. Shout out Safe Par.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, no, man, that was I feel like 6-7 months ago now, right?
Gosh, I don't know what it is about 2025, but it feels like I have no time collection. I have no idea when things were.
Yeah, when we actually started this, I feel like time has been a blur, to be honest. Like you can't really pinpoint where everything is, but we're having a blast doing it. So
dude, that's so true, because like Raul has to remind me all the time. He's like, bro, we're 6 years in, 5 years in. At those certain points, he's always reminding me. I feel like it was just yesterday we started doing this, and he's like, no, bro, like, here, go back and like actually look at Instagram and see when we posted our first video and first picture. And I'm like, oh crap, dude, I was in my 20s when we started this. Now I'm in my 30s. I was like, what the heck?
Oh damn.
But no, you make a good call out there. It's kind of like when this all started, how this all started. I definitely want to talk about that. So I think recently you guys celebrated 1 year, right?
1 year, yeah. June of 2025 was 1 year for us.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's go back in time about 14 months, right before the Bito Boys becomes a thing. Like, what inspired that? So, like, talk to us a little bit about your background. Obviously, I know the baseball thing, but what's kind of that pathway that got you guys to start the Bito Boys?
Yeah, so we actually started out doing a podcast itself, but it was called the Brothers Broadcast. And we were doing skits, we were doing informative stuff for sports. And then Brandon ended up having a couple kids. So there was some time that was allocated obviously towards family.
Kids come first.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we were still golfing though, and that was like, you know what? Why don't we take our content from the podcast and take it out to the golf course? And that's kind of why it was started, because we were always on the golf course anyways. Why not create content from it? Why not try to inspire people on the golf course? Mm-hmm. And a year and a couple months later, we got the Bito Boys here. So it's a wild thing, man.
It is. That's cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, and we go back to when we started, and it kind of, it's funny. We just wanted to create content. We didn't really know where it was going to go. Mm-hmm. But, once you see that you can make a difference and inspire, one or two people, like I'm sure Los Golferos do, and you hear on your page all the time. Mm-hmm. But for us, it felt like more motivation. Like, we got to do this. This is where we need to be. We're in the right area. We're inspiring other people. And that's the main thing for Jamel and I. We've always wanted to make a difference in the community that we've grown up in. And this is the way we see the best way to do it for us.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And like I said, you guys have that energy. You bring that vibe, like just good people, which I think is really important, especially in the golf space, because, it goes back to what people say, like golf is, or it has been in the past, an uninviting sport. So getting more people into the community that are inviting, willing to, help out and just be a part of the community. I think that's a really big thing. And I mean, I can easily say the golf community is better for having the Bito Boys. So thank you guys.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So we keep saying Bito. Once again, I want to bring it back to the baseball part. So Birdies in the outfield. Tell the people a little bit about your baseball background and where that comes from.
Yeah, so Jamel and I actually met when we were 9 years old, in the back of Mission Bay High School. Mm-hmm. If you're from San Diego and you played travel baseball, you probably have heard of the San Diego Stars. That's the team we were on. We were on that team for a period of time. And since then, until high school, and in college, until college, actually, we either played with each other or against each other. Mm. So it was, San Diego is big, but in the baseball world and in the golf space, as I'm sure you know, it's really small. So, I'm either battling Jamel's team or, we're beating them going to the championship. It kind of felt like that. And then in college, we both were fortunate enough to play at San Diego State under Tony Gwynn.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Hey, shout out Tony Gwynn, man.
Rest in peace, Coach.
I'm a diehard Dodger fan, but I respect Tony Gwynn a lot. I mean, he's a dude from Long Beach, so
right.
Yeah, gotta respect Tony. Man, that's sick. And so you guys are at state together. You're playing baseball. That's what, up until you're about 21, 22.
Yeah.
Don't mean to age you guys, but we're probably in our mid-30s now.
35.
Great call, man.
Yeah. Hey,
you look 35, bro?
Mid-30 to mid-30. No.
Respect.
I get it. Okay, so that's about a decade there, a gap between baseball, and we've talked about this off podcast before. Right. Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about that journey after college. Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, I'll let him go first.
Yeah, so right after college, obviously my whole goal was to become a Major League Baseball player. Things didn't turn out the way they turned out, but I was lucky and fortunate and blessed enough to be able to coach baseball players and kind of have them reach their dreams in whatever they wanted to do for baseball. So I got into travel ball right out of college, started coaching high school when I was 23, 24. And I've been doing that since until we started Birdies in the outfield. But yeah, just bouncing around from travel ball teams. Clientele have been great. And then, but I've always been in the baseball realm, man. So it's like, that's always been my identity. And then for Brandon, too.
Yeah, he's always helping people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was about to say, I picked up on that. He's always doing something for the people.
Doing something to help people. Yeah, exactly. And that's one of our biggest missions here at Birdies in the Outfield, you know? But for me, after we left San Diego State, I actually left after my junior year. I got drafted by the Astros, so I played. Cheaters! Cheaters! Yeah, no, I do not condone cheating in sports. Come on, guys.
We heard that drum, though, right?
I did. They had trash cans in the dugout. So many of them. I didn't know why in the minors, but I guess I know why now. I'm messing around. But I played with the Houston Astros for about 4.5, 5 years in the minor league system. Got released from there. Came back to San Diego and actually joined the San Diego Police Department.
Really?
Yeah, I was a San Diego police officer for about 6 years.
Whoa. See, that's something I didn't know. That's what I love about the pod, man, because, like, you know, I try to develop these relationships outside of Instagram, outside of the podcast, because, you know, I want to build genuine relationships with the people that we're interacting with. But you're always learning something new, and that's what I love about the pod, man. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, man. It was one of the best journeys of my life. I loved it. I loved the effect that you can have on the community, giving back, you know, making positive changes. But, you know, my son was born in 2023. And, you know, for me, as much as I love being a police officer, for me, I had a problem drinking, you know, so it kind of, the course, it ran its course, you know, eventually left the police department in September of 2022 and then had my son in 2023. And honestly, probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah. That takes a lot. That's a lot of maturity to just be like, hey, like, this isn't the move for me right now, or I'm not in the right space. So to self-realize that and make that change, especially for family, I think that says a lot. And I mean, you kind of need that as a golfer, right? Like, you need to sometimes take the pride out of things and be like, you know what? I'm not a good driver of the ball. I need to go grab a 5-iron out of my bag and just put this in play and, you know, keep things moving forward. So.
Right, exactly, brother. Exactly.
Yeah. Man. That's cool. I think that's really great that you got that experience. We have a police officer in our family, and I got a lot of respect for him. I mean, just as a human being, I have respect for him. Right. But the stories that he tells us and the things that officers go through, that's a lot. A lot is required of you guys, you know. So that's great.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, each officer is their own people. People take it, you know, the stress, you know, the trauma differently.
Yeah.
I think looking back, I kind of masked it all. You know, I briefly spoke about alcohol. It was a big advice for me, in my off duty. You know, you're working 4 days a week, and you know, 10-hour shifts, and then 3 days off. And for me, I use those 3 days doing, you know, stupid things. So a lot of lessons, a lot of maturity times. You know, I can't thank my wife enough for sticking with me through those times, and you know, giving me that one last opportunity where, you know, I finally made the change, man. So I feel really good about where I am now. You know, obviously, but there was a lot of change needed to be had. You know, there's horror stories that I hear from people that I talk to, you know, that are embarrassing for me. That, you know, it is what it is, right? I was that person. That's kind of the maturity, you know, graph I went through. But hey, I'm here now. I'm up top. So hey, what can you say about it?
Hey, cheers to that, bro.
Yeah,
cheers to that. Yeah, salud.
But yeah, man, tell us why the podcast again. You were talking about you took a little hiatus. How long was the hiatus?
Yeah.
You know, you talked about podcasting. Content in itself is a lot of work, but yeah, tell us a little bit about that, brother.
Yeah, so for our listeners, you've probably heard this story before, but to catch you guys up, essentially, you know, I wanted to get into. I've always wanted to be in sports, so kind of like you guys. Like I played football. You know, I've been about 6'6" since like freshman year of high school. So I've always been a bigger, taller dude. And I just love playing ball. And so I was like, man, like maybe I do this in college. Maybe somehow this leads to the pros. Maybe not exactly as a player, but you know, one way or another, find myself in sports. And so, yeah, I got out of college. Football didn't go my way. We could talk about that off the podcast. It's a long story. Nothing too crazy or bad, but just you know, decisions go one way or another and just doesn't go out the way you want. But yeah, earned a business degree. Came back home, was working, and a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, like, have you ever golfed?" And I had golfed before, but never that seriously. And so, yeah, we picked it up. I fell in love with the sport because it scratched the competitive itch for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I just always want to be any sport I play. I feel like I've always been pretty good at just like being coordinated enough to play it right. Like I play just baseball. Yeah, like I if I pick up a baseball and I grab a glove and a baseball right now, like, oh, you can play baseball. You know, I'm obviously not going to be like to the level you guys were, but like I look like I know how to play the sport. Right. So that's always been my life with any sport that I've ever done. And so yeah, golf definitely scratched that itch. And then you know, I started really falling in love with it, and it got to a point where, you know, I was watching a lot of the YouTube golfers and all this stuff, and I was just like, man, I don't see anyone like me out there. You know, like obviously you have the Abraham Answers and you have like these other golfers that are Mexican or Mexican American, but I was just like, no one's doing what Good's doing. No one's doing, you know, what Bob does sports and all these other guys, you know, for lack of a better term, all these white dudes. And I'm just like, dude, where are the brown people? Like, we're in Callaway, we're in TaylorMade building your clubs. And I'm to anyone that's listening right now, no matter what you feel about other types of people, at one point or another, a Mexican has touched your clubs. I'm going to be 100% honest. I've been in the warehouses. I've seen the people. Our people are back there putting your clubs together. Right. And so, yeah, I was just like, man, I really want to do something. And so that led to me, you know, talking to my cousins about it because I knew they golfed. And then, you know, they were doing the towel and that kind of just, you know, long story short, they're like, dude, come do this for us. Come handle the marketing. And so I've always had kind of like that little itch in the back of my mind saying like, hey, like, I love what we're doing with the towels. I love what we do with our brand, but I want to broaden it. I really want to do something out in the community where when they see our towels, they go, hey, that's a golfero over there. I'm in the right spot. Right. You know, they see it and they know, once again, lack for a better term, there's an ally over there. I know that there's somebody like me or somebody that accepts somebody like me because I see that towel. And so, yeah, that's the podcast was something that it was always in the back of my mind to like talk to people, learn about, you know, what they're about. My wife teases me because I'm like a really big people watcher. Like I'll be out. Like she was laughing at me the other night. We were at dinner and I was just like, my head was just moving. Like I looked like a bobblehead. Like I was just moving and she just laughed. She's like, what's the tea? And I was just like, well, that dude's getting yelled at by his girlfriend over there. And like that dude. So yeah, no, I've always been like a very observant person. And I just think like having a podcast to just like talk with people, I think is really important. Because we can't live every aspect of life. That's impossible. You know, you guys have done things that I probably will never get to do. You know, I don't see myself ever becoming a police officer, but yet you've walked that life, you've walked that path. And so I could talk to you about it. I could learn about it and just have that much more respect for a police officer or, you know, a coach. You know, we can bond over coaching because I coached for a little bit for football. And I feel like the key aspects to a good coach is just communication and the ability to connect with people. And that translates across all the different sports. So yeah, that's how the podcast came to be, man.
I love that.
Dude, I love it too. Yeah.
That's why you rep that towel, dude. We're allies, baby.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. You're the compas, man. You rock with us.
That's right. All of you. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we love podcasts and what they can do for the community, like what you're talking about, especially with, you know, your audience and Los Golferos' ability to get out in the community, man. I truly love what you're doing and showcasing other brands and other people, bro.
Thank you, man. Yeah, and that was like another aspect of it is like, we're not gatekeepers in any way, shape, or form. Like we've run into other, you know, brand and content creators, and they'll be like, "Hey, where do you get your hats done? Or like, hey, where, like they approach us kind of timidly because they're like, maybe they've run into a gatekeeper in the past and it's like, man, I'm going to ask this question. And then they're just going to like ghost me and not want to talk to, where it's the complete opposite with us. We're just like, dude, yeah, we go get our hats over here. We get our embroidery done over here. Go talk to these guys. Go talk to those guys. Go talk to these women. Because I'm like just now realizing this, but, a lot of our business is off of the support of women, which I think is really cool. Our sarape, our manufacturing process, that is all woman owned, which, that was a self-realization moment for me right there. Like, that's really cool. I'm really happy that we do that. And so, yeah, like, we are not going to keep any secrets in the sense of who we work with because I want them to succeed too. We want them to succeed. Raul, Hector, Sergio, and I, we're just one line of their business. But like, if the Bito boys want to get something done and our manufacturing lady can help you out, go work with her because that's going to give her more business, right? And that's only going to help. I don't mean this in a selfish, like, self-lifting way, but like that'll help us out too because it's like that helps our reputation of like, the Golferos put you on to reputable, good people, and so that's what I want. Yeah.
Networking, brother.
Networking.
I think both of us have realized the power of networking and the need for it. If you don't want to work even if you work in corporate world, actually. But learn the ability to sell yourself and find ways to help other people and network your ass off.
100%, man.
Yeah, man. Those are my two advice pieces that I would give anyone that's looking to start something like this, a business of any type. Learn those two skills.
And you meet great people along the way, dude.
Fantastic people, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. No, that and like honestly, like that's how we're here. Like, I give them tons of props and I always shout them out. But once again, shout out to Emerald Isle. Like, how many people can say, hey, like, I literally text Henry like on Monday. I was like, bro, I'm looking for a spot because we were trying to find a spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I was like, dude, let me hit up Henry. And I was like, dude, can we come record the podcast? He's like, yeah, go post up on the 16th tee again.
Right. And you can see behind us, right? This is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, shout out Emerald Isle, the team over here, Holly, Curtis Cassidy, Henry, and the squad here are just fantastic. They run an awesome ship out here. It's not tight by any means as far as you can wear whatever you want to wear. There's dogs allowed on the course. They'll bring beers out to you, but there's a tight ship in there and everything that they do as far as business wise.
Right.
But yeah, I love this course. It's very near and dear to me. We're in Chula Vista. We're an hour away, and we come up here. Probably
every other week.
Exactly.
I love it. No, and I love that you bring that up about like, they run a tight ship in the sense of the business, but in sense of the culture and the vibes on this course, it is 100% the most laid back golf course probably that I've ever been on. I love it and I really appreciate them, which has led to some pretty cool events. We talked about it before where like we've thrown an event here. We've supported them for their Orale event, which was really cool. Them giving representation to the Mexican community. But you guys just threw an event here. The Bi-Coastal Bash. Talk to us a little bit about that, man.
Yeah, it was a great time. Beer, we had
I miss it.
He's like, hold on, let me get a beer here real quick.
You need one. You good?
I'm good right now. I'm going to refill it a bit.
But yeah, we started the events on Friday, went over to Dogleg Brewery, kind of met up with all the creators that actually traveled all over the country to come to this tournament. People from Georgia, people from Florida, people from Virginia came out to that tournament, and you know what? From what we've seen and what we've heard, I mean, everyone had a blast, and we're waiting for what the Bito boys are going to do next for a tournament. But I mean, the tournament was phenomenal. We threw a little playoff hole that we had people carrying like coolers around the holes.
That was so sick.
And it just created that like playoff, like, those goosebumps for people to come up clutch. So I think that's kind of why they enjoyed the tournament, on top of what we were able to, kind of provide for them and whatnot. So, I mean, for us, I think it was a successful first tournament. So
yeah, very successful. Piggybacking off of that, we had 26 sponsors. We couldn't have done it without all of them. Everything that we were able to provide. And just thinking, Tammy, tee up with Tammy. She actually called us, and we had no idea what she was calling us for. She's out in Virginia, an East Coast content creator, and she called us. She's like, "I want to come out. I've never been on the West Coast. I want to throw a tournament." And we're like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. And we're like, we got the spot in mind, and we chose Emerald Isle because of all the things you're talking about, the vibes that they provide here, and they pulled through. They provided a great canvas for us to throw the tournament we wanted to, and luckily we were able to do it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. And I'm sad that I wasn't there. I was like, oh my God, dude. I was like supposed to go out of town, then I wasn't supposed to go out of town. I don't know if it got back to you guys, but I was trying to find a spot. I was like, hitting up dudes. I was like, I don't want, okay, because I've run tournaments before.
Okay.
Dude, I know what it's like getting that text like 2 days before. Hey, bro, can you squeeze me in? Yeah. It's like, fucker, I told you like weeks ago. Yeah. And then, shout out Mike with Good Company. I was like through the grapevine. I was like, hey, bro, you still got a spot? Let me jump on. Let me jump on.
Man.
But no, it looked like an amazing time. Like,
yeah, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I think the playoff stuff that Jamel was talking about was just absolutely electric. I think we have the blueprint for the next tournament. As far as executive course, wanting to throw a banger afterwards.
Right. Didn't waste people's time.
Playoff holes. Yeah, I think that's our biggest thing for tournaments is we want to keep. We love the golf. Everyone loves the golf.
Right.
Yeah.
But we want to keep it as short as possible because we want you to golf, we want you to network, we want you to have fun. And that's how we felt, man.
Yeah,
it was a blur. You're married, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to compare it to a wedding in that sense, but I feel like there's so much anticipation build up to it, and then the day just goes by like a blur.
As a fellow married man, I concur. It is like a wedding because you have so much build up.
Conversations,
many conversations. You're dealing with, depending on how many vendors you're going to have that day, you can have 1 to 18 different text chains going on with vendors. Like I said, you could get the homies like, hey man, like I didn't sign up, like can you squeeze me in somewhere, or can you move me with my friend over here? It's like, why didn't you sign up together? Now I gotta go.
All right.
So there's a lot that goes into it. And I've learned a lot throwing events. So through Los Golferos, I think we have like 3 or 4 official tournaments that we've thrown. But then last year I ran the Golferos League here in North County, San Diego, or I would just say in San Diego. And that was an event once a month, which, I had to stop. I was like, that's just too much work. We didn't have vendors and all that stuff, but still, I was always trying to put out 40 golfers on a golf course, and managing 40 personalities is not easy.
Different, yeah.
So I've definitely learned a lot, and I guess that's a question that I have for you guys is, what was your biggest learning point from the Bi-Coastal Bash?
Well, first off, we want to thank our significant other for helping us out. Brandon's wife, my girlfriend, manning everything.
Always thank the wags. Always thank the wags.
Yeah. Tori, our videographer, killed it. But yeah, I would say a little bit more help. Not saying that it was a lot for us, but it was a lot for us. Like being able... We only had 2 hours to set up because there was actually a tournament before ours. So it's like we had an hour and a half to get everything ready before everyone was checking in. So it's like, dude, we got to get the signs out there. We got to get the CTTPs out there. And then just getting everything set up in front. So it was just like, it was a lot, but we made it work. We did what we could.
That's our thing,
which is our thing.
Yeah.
Do what you can. Do what you can with what you can.
Exactly. So, I mean... all in all, it was what we didn't picture it. It didn't go perfect, but it went exactly what we wanted.
Just like a wedding, Jamel. Just like a wedding.
I guess I'm
You're
going to
plan
wait for
everything, but it's not going to come out exactly as you picture it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I think there was a lot of learning curve for us, especially, trying to be a brand.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of things in the month of September. It was, our first event was September 4th. Then September 9th through 12th, we went to Colorado and Arizona.
Yeah.
And then,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then we came back and tried to throw our first tournament. So I think, kind of learning to space out things, understanding what you have and what you need to get done. Because, we really didn't promote the tournament. There was a story here and a story there until like September 15th or 14th.
2 or 3 weeks right before the tournament.
2 or 3 weeks before. And, our tournament host, Tammy, she wasn't freaking out on her end, but, obviously there was some concern with, I think there was 23 signups at that point.
Oh, gosh.
And we were like, all right. And,
you guys did a full 72? Or how many spots?
We had 64 because we had a couple of media carts. So we sold out a little bit early, and we did have some people say, hey, you got some spots. But, I don't think we want to make it much bigger. I think in our eyes, we got to provide the people that came and were able to come with what we wanted to provide them: food, drinks, fun. So I really think that's where our bread and butter is really keeping it community based, where it's a small amount of people that want to be there and have kind of the same mindset as far as let's have fun on the golf course, but let's really have fun after and meeting each other and let's share some laughs over commonality.
Yeah. I think that's a really good point, because at some point you get too big, and then in the sense of the tournament, right? Like, it gets so big, and it's like, one, for your own sanity, can I manage 72 to 140 people, whatever it is that you decide to do? And then, like actually providing a quality event for people, which I'm really glad you brought up. I wasn't sure if I was going to bring this question up or not. So bear with me, guys. But so as being a local player of Emerald Isle, which I will say it's one of my home courses, I remember when the event came up, it had its price tag. It was what it was. And I had people reaching out to me like, hey, man, like, I go play Emerald every week. Like, am I going to really drop that much to go play this event? And I was like, I get it, right? Because I'm a local. I play here all the time. And, it is what it is in terms of price. Talk to the people a little bit about like what you guys gave in value to charge what you guys were charging.
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, tournament $100 was the price. We started off at $150, but we gave everyone a code for $50.
Yeah,
that was interested. $100. If we want to break it down, $65 is what you have to pay to shut the tournament down times 72
on a weekend.
On a weekend.
Yeah.
So we only charged $35 extra, and that came with food, a raffle ticket for $4K worth of. A few people came, and there was $140 purchased in raffle tickets, and we were Sunday golf bags, a fully custom set of powerboat wedges, bomb tech wedges.
Nice.
And I think for us, again, we're not selling the golf tournament. You go out there and you'll pay $250 for a golf tournament and get a crappy swag bag. We had 8 items in our swag bag. Came voodoo golf doll. We had tees,
bird darts, balls,
bird darts, snack club. So the $100 went towards that. We were in deficit. We didn't make any money on the tournament. We actually lost money on the tournament. But if you look at the videos and you look at what people are saying, that's why the price tag is what it is because we want people that want to show up to show up. We had people coming from Florida that spent hundreds of dollars on a ticket and then pay for hotel here too, and then paid for the tournament on top of that. So, I know, you may think $100 is a lot of money for a tournament, but I challenge you to go out there and find a tournament that you pay $100 to, that you get that much value for. Right. And I can guarantee you, there was Ben from Legato, Sunday Golf Guys were here. You can message them and ask them how many tournaments they've been to, and ask what the value was here for that tournament. So that's at the end of the day, we have to charge money. We have to, do things to cover our costs. And those sponsors that came, like I said, 26 sponsors, bro. That's pretty wild for a golf tournament, especially our first golf tournament. You know, we had municipal Sunday golf,
Big
ones that you
brand,
really don't hear. So again, the value in us is going and meeting people and showing face, because we've learned that when you do that, the sky's the limit, bro.
100%. Boots on the ground, man. Like, if we're boots on the ground, people get to actually see our personality, like our face to face. Like, yeah, you could probably understand who we are on Instagram, but like you won't know the real us till you guys actually meet us personally. And I think that kind of separates us, just because we are personable people. But yeah, we love talking to people. We love getting to know people, understanding, creating connections. So, I mean, that's a really big thing for me and Brandon is, you know, to meet the people that want to help us and I'll as well help them. So,
yeah, no, and I love that. And there's, once again, because I've run tournaments and I've organized them, I know what goes on in the background. Like that's the thing I tell people. It's like, you're always going to get certain players or guests of your events who would be like, oh, like you guys should have done this, you should have done that, why did you do this, why didn't you do that? It's like, well, fucker, are you the one planning it? Did you, like, you guys had 26 sponsors, so you have 26 people that you got to essentially report back to, you know? It's like, hey, did you fill up the tee sheet? Are you good? Did you get everything that you needed to? Right? So no, I once again, I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring up the question.
No, we welcome it, and we understand. We're and again, you know, $65, right? That's a weekend fee here with cart. You know, that's, I'm going to leave that up to everybody else. You know what they're going to do, but you know, it's like we weren't out there gouging people for trying to get a bunch of money. We were trying to make sure that everybody, you know, had the drinks that they had. You know, I don't think very many people spent money while they were here.
Yeah,
we had, you know, there was coolers on every 6 holes, you know what I mean?
We had a tap truck.
Tap truck.
Oh, dude, I saw that. Yeah, the tap truck. I was like, dude,
we were just rolling around with it. They had like a keg that people could just drink in the middle of the place.
Fuego Hard ginger beer. Have you tried Fuego Hard ginger beer, by the way?
I don't think I've had it.
Man, they're the owners, Ian
from Australia.
Australia, bro. They're onto something. I don't even know. I don't want to, you know, talk down about it, but it tastes like a Moscow Mule, but it's like a beer.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's insane.
Well, that's the only thing Moscow Mules are one of my favorite mixed drinks. So, like,
but I don't know how they would feel about me saying that it tastes like a Moscow Mule as a beer.
Refreshing.
It tastes like that, similar.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Fuego ginger beer. That's what it's called.
Fuego Hard ginger beer.
They have it spicy too.
Spicy too.
Well, Fuego Hard ginger beer. I mean, I would love to come try it. Where can I Where can I go try it?
Man, they actually have a few stores, but you can find them on Instagram.
Okay.
And our next event, we got a keg in the garage for it. So come to the next event, we'll have it out there.
I'm gonna want to try that out because Moscow Mules is I had to start watching my sugar a little bit, so I had to lay back on the Moscow Mules. But Moscow Mule is probably one of my favorite drinks. So if you got one that's, man, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's real good. So if you see one, get it.
Yeah,
comes in cans too. So
okay, cool. Well, I like that we got it on. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to ask the question talking about price, because that's the thing about tournaments too. You start all of the web of communication around in and outside. It's like, oh man, like they're charging this price. Like, what are we doing? And you know, I told people, hey, they're good dudes, man. Like, you know, they're not gouging anyone. I get it. Like, if you can't make it work because this is your backup course in the sense of like cost, because you know, if you go play Encinitas Ranch, you go play these other spots, they're charging you like 150, 180 now. I was like, I get it. But you know, the Bito boys are good dudes. You know, that's what I was telling people. They're good dudes, and they're trying to throw something. But I kind of want to talk now about like tournament culture, because I think that's kind of where this conversation is steering to. Is you know, I was actually talking to Raul recently about it. I'm not going to say no names, but there's some other events that go around the California area where it's like, dude, like these prices are getting insane. And once again, not your guys' event, but some other ones where it's like $500, $600, $1,000 per player.
Yeah, ours was at a discount with those prices.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, like at one point, at some point, you're now charging somebody a quarter of their rent, quarter of their mortgage. Like, what are you doing? Like, so kind of want to get your guys' take on that. So like you already talked about like, hey, like the blueprint now is we got to get to an exec course. We got to throw, a timely vibeful event. What's kind of your take on what you've seen in the golf community as far as these like tournaments that are popping up, throwing these crazy price tags out there?
Fortunate, for us, the tournaments we've been to haven't been outrageous in prices and typically are good for the value as far as course, what you get in the swag bag, value at the end, on-hole sponsors and activations. But yeah, I agree with you. I think, the $500 6-hour, 7-hour round on the course at an event for a tournament just doesn't sound appealing to me. Mm-hmm. So I think we want to keep it, I think at max, depending on where we're at for a par 3 course, 150, 175 max, mm-hmm. Because I think that's fair. I think 250 for a round somewhere is pretty pricey, man.
Yeah.
But what do you got on that?
I mean, for the courses the executives, I understand like that window's perfect, especially for like our tournament was on a weekend. Yeah. So it's like you're basically paying for a round at anywhere else and you're getting the prizes with it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's like now these tournaments are at these big courses that are priced up that much. It's like, okay, is it really worth my time? Am I like, do you want to be playing golf for like 6-7 hours and then waiting for whatever to happen after, like by that time we just want to go home, Yeah. So that's the difference. Like we want to create that energy, that vibe at our tournaments. So it's like people are enjoying it the entire time,
Yeah, and I think in golf, right, everybody is complaining about how expensive clothing is getting. And I think it's kind of everything is moving towards, and I don't know if it's because the tee sheets are filling up or what the cause is, but it's kind of ridiculous. And that's kind of where we're at, right? We want to keep everything within reason. Mm-hmm. our product that's coming out within reason, our mm-hmm. Our tournaments within reason, because we realize that people's money isn't going as far as it used to, mm-hmm. And their time is valuable. So we're making sure that the money that they're paying and that the time that they're spending with us is well spent.
Yeah, no, I love that. And, you guys are talking about, your merch coming out, things like that. That's big for us too. Like with our towels, anything that we put out, like we're trying to make it within reason. People have always asked us like, dude, where are the polos? Why haven't you made polos yet? Guys, the reason we haven't put out a polo is because we haven't found the right price point to give you quality, but also not break your bank. That's our easiest answer. Cause like, we could go right now and go put out a polo within a couple of weeks.
Right.
But like you said, sometimes you're going to have to take a loss if you're throwing your tournament, things like that. And when it comes to merchandise, like, I'm sorry, guys, but we can't afford to take a loss.
Yeah.
That's coming out of our pockets. So, but no, just trying to find the right timing and the right people to work with to put out something where it's like, we've talked about it, maybe like a $70 polo. Anything more than that, I'm like, dude, you're kind of gouging me because, like, what are you doing different from this guy that, like...
I haven't bought a polo in so long, and the fact that you just said $70, I almost cried, bro. I almost cried.
I don't buy a polo now unless it's on sale or, like, you have, like, an amazing concept or something,
Even then, with an amazing concept, are you going to pay, like, $110 for a polo?
No. $110?
It's so hard.
No, bro. Yeah, so it's funny because I'm rocking them right now.
I was gonna say those J's are pretty dope.
Shout out Leaderboard Customs. Wearing the custom Jordans right here, the Sarape Jordans. I'm a big Nike and Jordan guy, but I don't buy Nike polos anymore. I'm just like, principle, I can't. I'm like, dude, you have Azteca, you have Kingsman, you have what I like to call mom and pop brands that are providing just as good quality, if not better. And I'd rather my dollar go to them. You know, like why give it to Nike? I'm already buying your shoes. I'm already buying your cleats.
You have enough money, Nike.
You have enough money, unless you want to start paying me to wear it. But
yeah, shout out Nike.
You send it to me. But if it's coming out of my pocket, then it's going to go to somewhere where I know where the money's going to. So no, I totally agree with what you guys are talking about there in that aspect.
Yeah, man. I wish golf wasn't like that. And I think that's one of the, we keep talking about Emerald Isle. Mm-hmm. It's one of the beauties of this place is it's a par 3 course, but it's still challenging. You know, I can't tell if it's, you can tell behind us, but it's a water carry behind us, man. This isn't a short, easy course by any means.
Gotta
but
hit the number.
Mm-hmm.
It's affordable, right? It allows people to get into the golf world, to learn the game, you know, the driving range, the short holes that are gettable. So and it's funny, we talk about this all the time. I used to, and I don't like this word a lot, hate executive courses, Doug.
Really?
I used to despise executive courses because I was the dude that was like, I gotta bring out the driver, baby. Yeah. Even though I can't hit that damn thing, I still want to bring that thing out. You know,
I want to still hit that.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like I despised him, and ever since we started this, you know, for those that do content and still play golf and try to do both at the same time, an executive course has become our favorite home, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kalina Park.
Shout out Kalina Park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kalina Park.
I still need to go play Kalina Park. I need to hit you guys up.
Yeah, bro.
We'll get out there.
Yeah, but all these executive courses and their feel is just different. And if you come to San Diego, especially, you know, North County, Oceanside area, please visit Emerald Isle. Please visit Goat Hill Park and see what we're talking about. Yeah. And it just feels different when you come out here.
Oh yeah. And I tell people all the time. So I'm the opposite. I've always been an exec course guy. And honestly, it's probably because I live so close to Emerald. I live so close to St. Mark Executive, which is now exec at the Lake House.
At St. Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, so, you know, shout out to the crew.
That's the executive one that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, we played 9 though?
We played the first 9.
With them or no?
No, that's Oaks North that we played.
We played Oaks North.
Yeah.
So there you go. Another executive course.
We go, yeah.
So I've always been around these executive courses, and then, you know, I'll go up to LA a lot because the rest of the guys are up there, and then I'm gonna say it. I shoot better than they do most of the times, and they beat me, but I shoot better most of the times. And I always say it's just because I play exec courses all the time. You know, I work like look right here behind us. This is a 120 shot. I know that because I play here so often. That's my gap wedge, so I know that I got to play that there. Over here, coming this way back on hole 15. That's in the afternoon. It's my 7-iron because the wind coming off of El Camino Real. So this course, exec courses, it gives you a lot of feedback. Like, what are you going to do when you're 100 out, 150?
How are you going to figure this out?
How are you going to figure that out? What do you do when there's a lot of wind? Because in Oceanside, we get a lot of windy golf out here.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you going to do with the winds in your face? And you don't always get that on a full course because, you know, if you're going to play a full course, you're going to probably go try to play something really nice. And, you know, it's maybe tucked away into Temecula or we're going
It has to be, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's talk about golf in San Diego and big courses, right?
Okay,
You're
let's
talking
do it.
about executives.
Yeah.
What is your favorite big course here in San Diego?
Okay. So I feel like I got to give you my top 3.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. So being here in North County, Arrowwood and Oceanside to me is that's one of the like the best courses to me in North County. People are going to come for me on this one, but Encinitas Ranch. I love Encinitas Ranch. It's so hard to get a tee time now because it's
Easy Ranch. We love Easy Ranch.
Everyone calls it easy, but here's what I tell people: unless you're shooting par or better, don't tell me it's easy. But no, because I love the views there. It's a mini Torrey in my opinion.
Okay.
It gives me that vibe. It gives me that feel. And then if I want a combination of difficulty, value, beauty, Cross Creek and Temecula.
Woo! Okay.
Is that considered the San Diego region?
Yes. It's still fall. You're still paying San Diego taxes.
Really? Is San Diego County up there?
Temecula, San Diego. It's the last little town before the IE or what, Riverside, all that.
Oh, Inland Empire.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's considered San Diego. Well, that's a lot of our favorite courses up there. Then.
Yeah. I mean,
I still consider, because I went to high school in Fallbrook, and Fallbrook
San
is
Diego.
San Diego, and we played
I can
Temecula.
see Fallbrook, but Temecula, I'm gonna have to check on that.
Hey,
No.
come at me in the comments. Let me know what you say. What do you think?
But Arrowwood, yeah, and I think that's one of the. I'm not gonna say it's an issue. It's just kind of where we are location wise. Chula Vista, we've played Arrowwood once. I played Cross Creek once.
We played Journey once.
I played Journey twice.
I heard Journey's amazing. I was supposed to play Journey last month, but that might change my list. But yeah,
that's a tough course, bro.
Yeah,
that's a lot of force carries.
Yep.
Talk about wind, a lot of elevation changes, but. When you're up on there on that tee box, I'm not sure what hole it is, man. Overlooking the Pachanga Casino, all of downtown Temecula, everywhere. It's gorgeous up there, bro.
Yeah, well,
must play. TJ.
That's where it gets tough too, because as you're mentioning like level changes and stuff like that, I'm like, dang, like Cross Creek. Like I love Cross Creek. That's in Carlsbad. That's another good one. TCI, Temecula Creek Inn.
Yeah.
TCI. What about even the crossings, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The crossings.
You said the crossings.
Yeah, the crossings over in Carlsbad.
Oh, Carlsbad. Yeah.
No, I love that course.
Yeah.
I actually just shot my best par 72 round.
That's a tough course.
Crossings,
Crap, okay.
That was wild.
Too. I was actually last Halloween.
Yeah?
We played a Halloween scramble there.
Yeah, that was fun.
We should try to actually get into a Halloween scramble, man. That was one of the most fun I've ever had on a course.
We were dressed up as Eeyore and
Stitch.
Hell yeah. I'm a big Disney guy, so I was like, hell yeah.
But you're talking about Cross Creek. Like, we're playing there in a month or so.
No, dude, it's already October.
There's the time.
What is time?
18 days.
18 days, dude.
For the 8th Iron event. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I still need to get out to one of their events. Yeah.
I heard they're pretty high.
Yeah.
High on your list that you should attend. Yeah, no. Luckily, we're getting to play with Galen and Pat from Sunday Golf out there. So.
Hey, shout out Galen and Pat, dude. Those are the homies.
Sunday Golf.
Yeah. Sunday Golf, man. Sunday Golf.
What's next for them? Those dudes are always doing something, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, can't wait to get out there for that one. But yeah, that Temecula region up north up here just has beautiful. Because I can tell you what, man, I don't really like to shame golf courses or
shame them,
or
do
put
it.
some shade on.
Do it.
But there's a couple courses down in Chula Vista that you can pay, and that aren't nearly as good as Cross Creek, Arrowwood, Crossings, and they're the same price, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like for us, we have to travel up north to play, anything that we feel is worth value.
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks, bro. Anything, south of where?
I'm not going to say it.
78?
Yeah.
2 streets over?
Hey, this just brings back our North versus South County battle.
You guys lost, though.
I know, bro.
No way.
How'd you lose,
dude? That was tough.
How was that event? Tell us about that event, man.
That event was amazing. That was a lot of fun. It was really cool.
What'd you call it? Civil War?
We just call it North versus South.
North versus South.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Maybe we'll have to change it to the Civil War.
No, I think that's a
little too much.
happy hour thing.
That's
That's right. Yeah, it is a happy hour thing. Yeah, that's probably why we didn't do it, because I think happy hour had mentioned, because happy hour is part of that. The North versus,
Okay. Shout out happy hour. No.
Yeah, shout out happy hour.
Yeah, you got the two.
But no,
Kevin.
it was a lot of fun. We were over at the Vineyard. Shout out the Vineyard. That was a good time.
That course once.
It was really cool because I've been on this kick lately of like trying to figure out, because we were talking about tournaments and like bang for your buck and stuff like that. And so I've been trying to figure out, like, dude, I feel like everyone does the scramble, right? Which I have no problem with doing a scramble. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I remember I was talking to Mike and I was like, dude, we got to do something different. Like, what do we do different? And so I was like, okay, we'll scramble the front 9 and then we'll do match play on the back. So it'll still be a scramble, but now we're doing match play. We're not keeping track of overall score. And then shout out Mauro. he was like, hey, like, make it 3 games. You know, break the course into thirds, six, and 6. And we ended up doing with like aggregate. So it's like, you know, you and your partner just add up your score. So you both get 4s, you got an 8 for the hole, right? So we did that, and that was a lot of fun. But it was really cool seeing people come together on 18. Like, we did tee time, so some people had to leave more than others. But at one point or another, we got like this good little like gallery, which is one of my goals for a tournament, is to get to a point where like we're having such a vibe and such a good time that people are willing to just hang out and create a gallery. We were talking about how we're planning our next event, probably be here in December, and I just want to get to a point where like we're all chilling on 18. There's a big ass gallery, and then, you know, maybe we do a playoff or something like that. Yeah.
That's kind of how we did, and you know, I'm not sure why it just turned out the way it did, but you know, we kind of set it up. We had tap truck set up right there, posted up
on one,
right next to the tee box. So we had her, Amanda. I think her name's Amanda.
Tap truck.
Shout out
Pouring drinks.
Shout out Tap Truck.
Shout out Corbin, Tap Truck. Thank you guys for sponsoring the tournament. Had her pouring drinks, so she already had drinks up.
Yeah.
Put the coolers over there, and there was probably like 45, 60 people following the playoff thing.
I love that.
In the end, yeah. But you know what? So, you know, our blueprint for the tournament, and I think this is kind of why people don't stay at the end. We had no on-hole sponsors, none.
Oh, really?
None. Our thing was, if you sponsored the tournament and you wanted to come, you could come to the after party.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was at the after party, bro. There was a picture that we posted. I'm not sure the timestamp.
Probably around 7:30,
8 o'clock. Yeah. Tournament ended about 5:30, and there was like 45 people here at like 8 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. And
Hell
I think that's the thing, right? Is because don't tire them out on the golf course.
Yeah.
Let them enjoy their time on the golf course with their squad that they choose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of why you want to play golf with the team that you choose. And then let them come in, have the after party ready, have the drinks flowing already, and let everybody vibe.
Yeah. You actually bring up a really good point there. So, like, we kind of talked about earlier where, like, you get the homie who hits you up, hey, put me in my group, put me with my people, stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people want to be with their friends, which I get. You know, you want to hang out with your homies. But, like, what's your guys' take on, like, mixing up tournaments? Because I'm trying to get to that point, you know, with the Los Golferos. You know, we have our group chat, and we're up to like 100 people, and I love seeing the camaraderie that's built off group chat. So, like, an example I'll give is one of the guys posted. Our big thing is post tee times. Like, if you need to find a foursome, like, instead of getting a rando, like, just show up. Put it in the group chat, and then like maybe one of the guys show up, and then like you kind of build that relationship, and now it's no longer just a rando.
Right.
But I love it when like I see people like, hey, like, who can make it out on Tuesday to Emerald Isle? I got an extra spot. Yeah. And then next thing you know, in the group chat, it's like, yo, Brandon, the other day was so fucking sick over at Emerald Isle, and like you hit it off. I love seeing that. And like I wish that with tournaments, people would kind of like ease up a little bit and be like, hey, like, let me just, like, okay, you and a buddy come, so you have a friend, but like, let me put you with two randos who I feel that we'll match up and build the bond. Like,
that'd be great.
I think it's just, I mean, you go back to, you're talking about people's money, right? Yeah. You have those 6 people, 7 people maybe who got matched up with maybe somebody who wasn't having a good day. The vibes weren't matching, and now you have people talking about they didn't have a good time at your tournament. So, yeah, I think there's something in that, man. You know, I think in my vision, I would love to throw a co-ed tournament where you're, I'm not going to say forced, but you have to ride with somebody of the other sex, and your team is now made of, like, it'd be me and Jamel and, like, two women from Babes Golf. I'd be riding with one, Jamel would be riding with the other, and it just kind of, I don't want to say it forces you to have conversation, but it just kind of makes you, one, you're all on the same team.
Right.
So you already feel connected.
On the same team?
All on the same team.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all on the same team, same foursome, but, you know, it kind of gives you another option or ability to talk to somebody else, especially in the other sex. One of the biggest things for us is the camaraderie between male and female golfers, man.
Right.
You know, far too many times you see that female content creator who's at the range just trying to hit some shots, and some random dude comes up and says some off-color wild ass shh, you know what I mean? But it's like, so for us, we want to show that we can just go out on the course, meet, have fun, play around a golf, have a beer, and then be like, yo, that was sick, right?
Yeah.
Try to alleviate that pressure too. You know?
I'd love to do something like that, but maybe you, bro. I mean, you have such a Los Golferos and maybe Happy Hour. You guys could do something like that where you guys throw a tournament together where a Golfero and, you know, a Happy Hour member has to play together.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Because I always felt that Happy Hour was mainly South County, but I remember talking with Noli. He was just like, no, we got a lot of guys in North County.
Yeah. There's not really there's not a lot of golfers South County.
Really?
Not that, you know, I mean, if you think about it, how many courses are down there?
There's
they have
3 or 4.
Chula Vista, Enagic,
Bonita,
National City,
Conwood, or
Kalina, and that. But that's up, you know, Home Avenue. That's
if we're going below the 54.
Yeah, bro.
Dang.
You know, so there's not much down there, but you know, we're hoping, you know, maybe Dogleg, somebody builds a sim down there or something, because I think it'd go off, brother. There's just so much
potential
white space down there in the golf world.
Yeah. Actually, you bring up a good point there, talking about like you said, south of the 54. So when we were talking about the North County versus South County, we used the 56 as the split. And some guys were saying like, well, like, I'm south. Like, what do you mean? So
I'm in TJ.
Yeah. Like, I'm part Mexican at this point. You know? Would you guys break up the county into thirds at that point? Like, what do you think? Where would you draw the line, north versus south?
I mean, at least for us in the South County, we're the 8.
I say the 8. Yeah.
I think it's
the 8. Really?
I think it's the 8, bro. Yeah.
Whoa.
And you feel like that's way far south, right?
I feel like that's super far south. Like at that point, like you're
you're in Oceanside, bro. Like,
yeah. No, but people are shocked. We have a lot of Dodger fans out here in North County. It's like, of course, because we're already up in LA. No, I'm just
But I don't know the 56. I mean, the 56 is probably how far for us? 40 minutes?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, bro. So that's.
Dang.
That's already North County.
That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Dang.
Like the start of North County is probably, I would say, the Rancho Bernardo area.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could kind of agree with that. Yeah, like Poway, Rancho Bernardo.
Would you say even more south?
Dude, you should do 3. You can do 3. Do it south of the 8, between the 8 and the 56.
Yeah.
And then north of the 56. And you have 14 teams.
So we have north, central, and south.
Yeah.
North, central, south.
2 teams, or 14 teams of 2. And then you can put them in different groupings. So everybody is playing against each other. So, like, you're North County and we're South County.
Yeah.
Little do you know we're going dipping in Mexico.
That's right, baby. We're pulling them up. Come on up, y'all.
You guys some ringers. You guys are pulling up guys from Tijuana Campestre, the private club in Tijuana.
Chile. We got people coming from Chile. South of the 8. We're going deep, bro.
Dang, that's crazy, though. I never thought of. So I honestly always pictured San Diego north versus, like, not versus, but North and South County. But like, dang, I never thought like Chula guys or like South County guys really thought themselves as like another section of the.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you're essentially calling Mission Valley South.
Yeah, we think that's centralized.
Yeah, that's way centralized, bro.
I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know.
Please,
like, if you're from San Diego,
yeah.
How would you divide up San Diego? Because it's such a huge county. It really is
huge, bro. What? Actually, I want to ask you a question.
Go for it, man.
And I already know you live in San Diego. You know, but the San Diego County rule and the San Diego City rule for like Torrey Pines, bro. How do you feel about that? Don't get me
started, bro. Don't get me started. Okay. So it's funny because people always ask me. So we're going to dive a little bit into baseball here, and we're in playoff season. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, what time are they playing tonight?
Oh, we already done.
Oh, 2-0.
Yeah, we're 2-0.
No, they won. We got to check out the Padres.
We already won. We're locked up to go play Philly this Saturday.
I don't know. Padres lost.
Oh, Padres lost. You guys
what do you know?
Dang.
Oh man,
it's all right. Spirit Halloween's about to move in. All love. Dang, San Diego versus San Diego City. So, okay. So what I was saying with baseball is that people always tell me, like, dude, why are you a Dodger fan? The main reason is my whole family's from LA. I spent a lot of time in LA as a kid. LA is a second home. It's in my heart. That's the real reason. I joke with people. I was like, fuck San Diego City. They don't even want to claim me. They want to take my taxes, but they won't let me claim my resident card to go play Torrey.
Sadio, bro.
Yeah,
that shit's weak.
That's
We gotta petition that. We gotta petition that.
I didn't plan to cuss on this, but that shit weak.
No. We're all about it. It's like,
bro.
dude, say what you want to say. Get it off your chest. Say what your chest. Say what.
Come on, bro. How do you do that, right?
Don't rebuke my Chula Vista card, dude.
I needed to drink a little beer for that one.
That one hurts, doesn't it?
That one hurts.
I mean, you can go to Torrey Pines and play for $40 as a resident, or you can go and play for like 160 as a non-resident.
Well, here's the wild thing, right?
Probably more.
So I have friends in Arizona, and so they was like, dang, man, California is expensive. That's a whole nother conversation, whole nother topic. But where it hurts is that, like, dang, my friend that comes over from Arizona who pays like half the cost in rent and all this other stuff, I'm going to pay the same price they pay, and I live 40 minutes away. Actually, from Torrey, I'm 30 minutes away from Torrey, and I'm like, dang, that's wild. You can charge me $300 while a local resident gets to play for like $80. I'm like, that's crazy.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Man.
Expand it.
San Diego County. It only makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like, you want to claim us when it comes to tax season, but like, hey, how about you claim us when it comes to golf, too?
Let me pay little people tax, bro. Let me get out that San Diego.
Man, yeah. I mean, does that reach you guys? Like, do you guys get to?
No, we're San Diego County, but we're Chula Vista City. So
Okay, yeah.
no, we're paying $300 with you, bro.
God.
Unless you know somebody. Shout out,
You gotta
man.
know somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Golf expensive. What we're talking about, bro. You know, it's almost like here in San Diego at times you feel like they don't want to take care of the people that always play the courses and stuff like that. So, but San Diego has a great golf community. I don't think people realize that. You know, we had a lot of.
I always say, come at me. It's the Mecca.
It is
the
Mecca. Okay.
I would say Mecca.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people this weekend telling us, man, this San Diego community, we see you guys on social media. They're always together. You guys are always doing things. You know, we had a lot of representation this Saturday. Unfortunately, you guys weren't able to make it out. But,
Yeah.
you know, there's so many of us. And we're all doing different stuff, and we're all supportive of each other.
Yes.
And I love the San Diego golf community and content creating community.
Yeah, we
because of
had
that.
some of the content creators even sponsor some of our holes. Like, those are
Exactly,
our people,
man. Yeah.
It's sick. Yeah.
I think that was one of our biggest things, right? Is, you know, for sponsorship, at least for this tournament, we were like, hey, we know all brands aren't big. We aren't a big brand. It's us.
Yeah.
And donate what you can donate, and we're gonna let you get up on the board.
Yeah.
So, you know, we know the power of being a logo up next to big logos. You know, main one, you know, the Even House event by Darts Only. We were up there with, you know, Melon. You know, that's a big one for us here in SoCal. So we wanted to have representation from tiny brands to big brands like Municipal. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. No, that's badass. I like that, man. Yeah, I going back to that piece though. I think we are the Mecca. I tell people sometimes, like, we get into arguments and they're like, nah, like, there's such better golf, and like, there is better golf. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
there's better golf. Like, I've been out to the Midwest. Have you guys golfed in the Midwest yet,
bro? You know what? I am a huge fan of the Midwest. I played baseball in the Midwest League in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Dude, Wisconsin
some
golf?
of my favorite people.
Wonderful people. Wonderful.
Michigan. We've heard Michigan, Wisconsin.
Mike and I were talking. So if you guys haven't listened to it yet, Mike, he's from the Detroit area, Michigan area. Dude, we were talking about it. Like, summer golf in Michigan.
Different.
It's different, bro.
That's who we heard from, too.
Yeah. So I've had the pleasure, shout out Safe Par. I've been out to Minnesota. Raul and I went out last summer, and we got to play some Minnesota and Wisconsin golf. I don't know if it was like just the fact that, like, how great the course was and how in shape. But dude, I played some amazing golf out there. I was like, yo, I love playing out here.
In vacay golf, there's no pressure. I think it is. Pressure. You know, I always tell him, man, one of my favorite places to play golf is in the desert, either Arizona or Coachella Valley. But I just feel different out there, and I think it's because you're on a slow pace. You're like, man, this is
on my
life,
time,
right? Yeah, this is life. Here, you're like, I know this course. You have expectations. Man, let's talk about expectations, because you were talking about being a competitor early.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were a pretty competitive high school football player.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance that with golf?
Ooh, that's a great question. Honestly, it's come with some growth. Like at first, I went through that wave of like, okay, I can do this. I know I have power. I know I have skill. And so early on, I went through that like hacking phase where like, dude, I'm going to hit the range like 4 or 5 times a week. Thank God my wife is cool with that kind of stuff. And so, dude, it got to a point where like I hurt my back because I was swinging so often. And then it was that like I was tracking everything and I was like, oh my God, like I put one out in the trees. Oh man, I'm in the bunker, you know? And I used to get like really upset about that. I did get to a point where like one round at Arrowwood, I was like, I threw my club. I was like, and I like chucked my club like 40 yards. And then after that, I was like, you know, I still have the occasional round where like I'll smack the ground with my club and stuff like that. But I've gotten to this point where it's like, dude, like golf today could be different. Like the wind could be doing weird things. The course didn't re-rake all their sand before, and I ended up in someone else's like footprint or whatever. You know, so you got to take it for what it is. And so now I'm very just like, dude, just put the ball in play. Put the ball in play as long as I can find it, dude. Like my last like 3 or 4 rounds, I haven't lost the ball.
Oh, okay.
That's impressive.
And it's all just, dude, I don't need a driver here. Let me go hit a 5. Dude, 5 wood has become like my baby. Yo, Callaway, for real. Get at your boy, because the Callaway Elite 5 wood, the homie Omar put me onto it. It's like my security club right now. I just go put a ball in the fairway. And like, there's dudes that outdrive me and stuff like that. And I used to get upset about that. Actually, about a year ago. Not even a year ago. Like several months ago, someone was like outdriving me like just by miles, and I was getting upset. And then I was just like, why? Like, just go play your game. And so like that's been like my thing. Like, just play my game, and the scores will come. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give a golfer is like, don't try to be anyone else. Just be you. Play your game. Figure out what your game is and play it.
It is very hard to play golf when you have a guy that hits at 330 next to you all the time.
Dang, 330, bro? That's your number?
I mean, you know, I don't. My driver is my most volatile club. So, you know, when I'm hitting it, you know, it's a tough day for other people. But the thing is, I always tell this, right? You know, I have a great distance in golf.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'm playing with people, like, damn, man, you have so much distance. You hit a pitching wedge right there. And I'm like, yeah, but I have no idea where that shit going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can hit 165 and I can hit 140. So, you know, in golf, and that's why I love this sport so much, because you can go out, and if you just set realistic expectations, you'll have a great time and you'll have an enjoyable round.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes, like you're talking about, man, I haven't been this way for a long time, but I used to get real mad at golf. Remember breaking clubs at times, you know.
Oh, really?
Slamming, yeah. Or just like you're slamming the club and the head breaking off or something like that. And it's like, I wasn't good back then. I'm not good now. There's no reason for me to be getting so upset about that.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're getting upset about, you know, I saw somebody in the hay, bro. They did content, actually. And I was actually surprised about this. They were like, what kind of club thrower are you? And dude hit a bad shot and threw the club tomahawks down here.
No.
And then the next dude slams it. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, I don't know how people want to post that stuff. It's like I'm
just throwing temper tantrums.
Yeah, if I see you throwing a temper tantrum on a golf course, especially if I never play for money gambling. But
I love to play for money.
Do you?
I love to play for money.
Okay. Yeah. Excuse me, but if we're not playing for money or outside a tournament, and you're throwing stuff, getting upset about hitting a bad drive, I'm just like, Dad.
Yeah, this ain't for you, bro.
We ain't playing again, homie. I can tell you that.
Right? No, and that throws off the whole vibe of the round, I feel like. And honestly, like that time that I told you, like I threw a club, like afterwards, I was embarrassed. I was like, dude, like I'm not even at that time, that level of golfer that I was like, you're nowhere good enough to be that mad that like I was with the boys, I was having a good time at first, and then I let my golf game get the best of me in the sense of like how pissed I got.
Right.
But then I'm just like, dude, like it's not that serious.
Right.
Like it's not. And like I said, I was at Arrowwood, like one of my favorite golf courses, and I'm like, dude, I'm getting so pissed. And like, in reality, it was probably me being pissed what made my game go worse. Yeah. And I was embarrassed because like, dude, like I probably just like made it so awkward to be around. Like, oh damn, like this guy's so pissed right now. Like, all right, because I've been around those guys where it's like, dude, like it's not that bad.
It's like, not, especially when you have someone laughing at you, like when you're playing bad. It's kind of hard to throw your club, you know. Like,
no, but I'll tell you this, people, remember out there, you can be on the first tee, which for some reason all of us have felt this way, is the arena of embarrassment, right? Everybody wants to perform on the first tee.
Yeah.
But nobody will remember your bad shot on the first tee. Everyone will remember if you throw your damn club.
Yep.
Everyone will remember you if you throw your damn club.
Yeah.
So
did you just see that guy throw his club?
Exactly. Like, oh, you know, and like we're talking about, bro. I mean, I've seen some of my friends throw the club, and I'm in the cart laughing like, damn, bro. You know? Like, really? You know, but stop throwing your clubs, people. Stop getting mad over
Those are
a game.
expensive, dude.
You know, it's really not that serious. If you want to get better, go out to the course and practice, but don't. And like you talked about, when you're throwing your clubs, you ruin other people's times.
Yeah.
I think
that's the biggest thing. Yeah. It's like, dude, you just threw off the whole vibe for everyone. Like, that's not cool.
Everybody's walking on eggshells after that, right? Nobody wants to upset you. Nobody wants to say nothing bad except me. If it's him, I'll lay into it. I'm going to wear it. I'll lay into it.
Yeah.
Because there's really no need for that. You know, we've all been in a spot where we've been super competitive in the sport.
Yeah.
That we were playing, and that's the time for it. But I can guarantee you no one out here is going to be making millions of dollars. So take it lightly.
To your point, like, dude, the position I played in football was QB. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, if I throw a pick, I can't be pissed on the sideline. I gotta lace it back up and get ready to go the next drive. So like, I was like, so I always find it funny. Like, why am I pissed? Like, I've literally like thrown a ball to the opposing team and had to watch that guy go run back on me. But I mean, once again, you guys even reached a higher level than I did in our respective sports. Like, you know, Jamal to one level, you to another level, you know, almost making it to the show in a sense. Like, what is that like? And similar question you asked me, like that competitiveness, like how do you temper that?
For me, it's, you know, trying to take it one swing at a time. And that's kind of how I try to go about it. Yeah. I know it's hard. It's like trying to be present in every shot. And again, like it's hard for pros to do that because then again, they're still pros, but at the same time, they're like seeing bad shots that they've had before. So that carries on, you know, but like if you could stay in the moment, if you could focus on that swing that you're about to take.
Off camera, folks, we just had some people.
No, chip in.
You just hole out?
From there?
You hole out? Oh my gosh, that dude just pulled out. All right, there we go. That's the beauty of doing a podcast on the golf course. You get to see some cool shit while you're recording.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Hold out from what, 90 yards?
Yeah, that's dude, that was fun.
You did the other day, huh?
I did.
Well, Jamel, I'm sorry. Going back to your answer.
No, but like, yeah, just being present, man. It's hard to be present on the golf course, but like when you take it one swing at a time, it makes it a whole lot easier. And then if you do take another bad shot, dude, you got another shot, another opportunity. That's kind of how I see it. I don't know for Brandon, but
yeah, I think for me it took a long time, like what you're talking about. I always that competitive edge. You always want to be the best that you can be for that day. And I think it got to a point where I really boiled it down to, if I can commit to the shot that I'm currently taking, no matter where the ball goes, that's a success for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not all the time that I'm in that mentality, but I find that when I'm in that mentality of just like, hey, I'm committed to this shot, yeah, the result was shit, but I just get to move on. I just move on instead of being like, why'd you do this? Or, you got to move your hips. So, for me, it's like he's talking about, be present, commit to the shot. I'm not a pro. Yeah. Do what I can do, and the result's going to be the result.
And we think differently too. It's not like we think the same. Like, he's a very technical human being, so he tries to break down his swing, whatnot. I like to be in rhythm, like have a little bit of flow when it comes to the golf game. So
swaggy, dude, right?
Yeah.
If you see Jamal swagging out there, walking up the tee, it's gonna be a long day for you. You know, he's feeling confident. He's just gonna let it go, and it's gonna be in a good spot. And I think that's the difference. Is, he feels confident in how he's feeling. For me, my confidence comes from the swing and committing.
Do you think that comes from, being in minor league ball? Like at that point, you're probably thinking like, what do I need to do to get to the show? Like, technical wise, do you think that's where you draw that from, or is that just the type of athlete that you are?
I think it's kind of a bifolded answer here. I think part of it comes from the type of athlete I am. I always want to be perfect and kind of feel what I think is the best swing for me. But I also think in sports, back when I was playing, it came from insecurity, man. I was a really good athlete, bro. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but probably one of the best baseball players in San Diego in my time.
I second that.
But I never really believed in myself.
Really?
So it was always like, and this is, kind of where the drinking started, right? It'd be after a game in the minor leagues, and, I just went 0 for 4, and I missed 8 pitches I could have hit. And I sit at home, and I'm analyzing, how'd I miss this pitch? How'd I do this? And it got to the point where I wouldn't sleep, and it just would take over my mind. So I used the vice of drinking to kind of slow that down. But I think that's where it comes from, is kind of, always overanalyzing. Instead of when I go and play like Jamel, if I have the swagger and I just go up there and hit it, my game's different. But it's really hard for me to reach that level. Yeah. I can tell myself, get there. You got it. But, actually going up to the tee box and feeling it as you set up for your tee shot is a different thing.
Yeah, I think confidence is probably like the biggest thing in any sport. Like, I sympathize with you on that. Like, when I'm doing bad, I'm like, dude, I'm analyzing everything, and I hate when like people are like chirping at me like, oh bro, like you need to drop the club here, or like you need to rotate the hip. I'm like, no dude, like you don't know my swing, like you're not my coach, like so don't come over here like trying to like fix me, because that's the last thing I want. So but like, yeah, like when I'm confident, dude, when I'm confident in my golf swing, anybody can come get it. Because I feel like Baker said, I woke up feeling dangerous. Like, I'm like, bro, like I don't care if you outdrive me, but like I know I'm gonna pierce some irons today. I'm gonna sink some putts. Like, come get it.
Yeah, man, finding that confidence, I think is. I've said, my game is not great. I'm a scramble player. Drivers all over the place. Tee shots are not great. But if I have that confidence to just go, I want to do something today to wow someone, whether it's a 350-yard drive, the chip out, whatever it is, the good putting, it's that confidence takes your game to another level, brother.
Right.
Yeah. No, I like that we resonate on that fact as far as like, just trying to like analyze ourselves. One of the biggest things that I got this year is I started taking some lessons, like formal lessons. Shout out to Eric over at the exec at the lake house.
Our boy,
yeah, dude, he's coach now.
Dude, I've known this.
Yeah, coach, my boy, though.
Dude, I don't call him Eric anymore. I see him, I'm like, yo, that's coach.
That's sensei.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've always been a technical player, so I'm always like, okay, like what am I doing wrong? Like when it came to football, it's like, what are my mechanics? What am I doing? And so I've always tried to like learn my swing. and I have a good idea of it, but actually like going to someone who knows swings and how to coach it, now I have like this checklist, like an actual checklist, not just something I made up, someone like who coached me. So now like I can get out of slumps a little bit quicker. And it's not always like a fix, but it's like a band-aid. I was like, okay, I can get through the round because like coach said, do this, do that, get to these points. So guys, stop buying the fucking $700 driver and the Scotty Cameron putter. Go get yourself some golf lessons. Do it with the Strata clubs for a while, because lessons have been like I've made such a significant jump with lessons. Like it's insane. Yeah.
What's the best advice that Eric's given you from your lessons so far?
Ooh, man. Drop the hands. Drop the hands.
Back here?
Yeah, back. Yeah, okay. He's had me over exaggerate. So I always thought like I'm dropping my hands. Like I get it. I'm throwing a little. But he's like, drop the hands, rotate, like let the hips close the club face. That's been like the biggest thing that he's given me. And so, because before I used to get really handsy, I was like, turn the wrist over, close it, and I would never do it. I'd still hit like a fade and stuff like that. Or if I got really into a bad slump, I would close so fast that now I'm like punching it, like I'm freaking shanking it. Where it's like now it's like I'm just not closing my hips, so I just like stretch mid round, like just trying to rotate, and yeah. That's been the biggest thing. No, but good stuff. Well, I guess where I want to go next with the conversation here, guys, is getting back to the Bito boys, talking about what you guys are about. I mean, we've been talking about good vibes, the golf community, things like that, and really supporting and giving back, right? Because I think that's the biggest thing, is that you have to be selfless in this world. I'm just gonna be honest. Like that's what I think. I think you have to live life being a selfless person and trying to help others. Obviously, earlier we were talking about little Michael and his fight with cancer and just trying to live life. Honestly, right? 8 years old, and dude, that sucks having to go through that. You guys got the caps on right now. Obviously it's October at the time of this episode. We just started. Talk to a little bit about your guys' initiative here with breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, so we got these hats. Shout out Hat Launch for creating these for us. But yeah, breast cancer awareness runs deep for me. My Lola, which is my grandmother, on my dad's side, passed away from breast cancer. She was a really big idol of mine. Really strong-willed woman. Got her family come from the Philippines to Hawaii to San Diego, and just ran a whole bunch of businesses. Like her work ethic was insane. Like I got that business side of what we're trying to do from her, because she created boarding care. She had like apartments that she ran. She ran a 7-Eleven and was still a nurse. And so she is like a grinder, bro. Yeah. She was a grinder. So, I mean, she set the expectation for the entire family. And, this month being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, like all the 10% of the proceeds of what we sell with our hat and our wristband is going to go towards breast cancer research. So that's kind of what we want to do.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I had an aunt who had breast cancer, and thank God, like she fought her fight and she's good now. So I can only imagine having to go through that, and that's such, man, that's so cool. Like, because we talked about it earlier, where I had that realization where, like, we had all these women supporting our brand. Like our foundation is off of women, minority women. And as you're talking about your grandma right there, I was like, dude, nothing stronger than a minority woman. Like,
for real though.
My grandmother, I just remember my dad always telling me stories, like, working on the farm, starting a business, and it all comes off of the matriarch, right? Like, so
I'm a big believer in the matriarch. I think my household is run on a matriarch. I think my wife is the head of household in a certain manner, right?
Yeah.
I think when it comes to discipline and being a little bit more on edge, that's me for sure.
Yeah.
But I believe all good comes from a matriarch. We talked about one of our biggest missions being the male-female camaraderie, and that comes from it, man. Breast cancer doesn't just affect women. It affects us all, man. It's our moms, it's our wives, it's our daughters. So it means a lot to us to be, to have these wristbands, to have the hats on, and to be able to give back to something that, is essentially, I don't want to get all biblical or anything, but the breast is the source of all life, right? Breast milk. So it comes back to how we become human beings and grow up. So it means a ton to us to be able to do stuff like this.
Yeah. No, and I really applaud you guys, and I thank you guys for doing this. Yeah, man. Man, I'm telling you, this episode is making me do a lot of self-reflection as we're talking about this stuff, and so I think it's really cool. So guys, please go support the Bito boys and what they're doing. I've never actually asked you guys, but do you guys have a website set up, or is everything set up through Instagram?
Yeah, man. So at this point, Instagram has been our main hub, but I'm not sure when this is going to come out, but we do have birdiesintheoutfield.com.
Okay.
We're just I'm a stickler on. I want to make sure that things are set up the way that
Dang, you sound like Raul.
Oh, do I? In every business, you talk to people, and every business starts differently for different reasons. But it always boils down to there's certain people that I'm like, and there's certain people that Jamela like.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best things that we've done, being best friends of a decade and knowing each other for over 25 years, is using each other's strengths to build this business.
Yeah.
Because like you're talking about, man, it takes a village.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So. Yeah. No, and it's not to take a shot at Raul or anything like that, honestly, because Raul and I are both business minded. He's always been a hustler from him being a little kid. I've always been a hustler since I was a little kid, but we've done it in two different ways. So on my end, my family had their own business. They grew flowers. It's how we ended up here in San Diego. So my family's originally from LA. Well, even back from Mexico to LA, back down to San Diego. And it was in the flower business. So it was selling. It was, just growing your own crops, having your own business. So I've always had that hustler mentality, because from when I was a little kid, it was hey, you're not playing Little League baseball this Saturday. You're going to LA. We're going to the LA Flower District, and we're selling flowers. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's my life. So I've always had kind of this background of talking to people, because I was a little kid talking to adults hey, you should buy a bouquet for your wife because it's Mother's Day or whatever it is, And Raul's had that hustler mentality of hey, what do I got to do to go buy the next pair of Jordans or the next skateboard, right? So we've had two different mentalities about business, and how it's translated to now is, he's like you, where he's dude, the website's got to be on point, the picture's got to be on point, and so he's more of the technical side of business, which I understand and I value and I appreciate, whereas I'm more, I think, a little more aligned to Jamel, where it's I'm the people side of the business. Where it's you're shaking hands, kissing babies, almost presidential in that sense.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, that's why it's funny for us, though, right? Because I am so particular, but my technical skills are terrible. So he's doing the website. I'm the kissing babies guy. I'm the one that talks.
Oh, so you have the ask, but he has the execution. Is that
so? I mean, this is what. Yeah, just our relationship and how we work with people. I'm better talking to people.
Okay,
understanding I need to talk to this person this day and time, whereas he's more technical behind the scenes, where he knows this is what needs to be done for the website. This is the product stuff. This is this.
Okay, yeah.
So it's it's kind of it's a cool, because you're talking about, right? Raul is is technical and wants to do everything like that, but I'm that side, but I can't do it as well as he does it. I just can't.
Yeah.
You know, I have things in my mind that I think of. I just don't see them.
Yeah.
I can picture them in my head. I just can't put them to, like, you know, camera or
it's like a content creator.
Yeah.
It's like he has the idea to what we need to do, and I just basically paint the picture.
Produces it, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll edit it on the back end.
Yeah.
So it's like I have the end of like what I see, and then I tell him it, and he's the one that can kind of be like, okay, this is how it needs to be produced or captured. So we're in a very unique spot, man. I think we're very blessed to be in the spot we are. It's worked really well for us. It's just about execution, bro, right? You know, it's like we talk about, you can have in sports, you can have everything set up for you, but you just got to execute when it's time. So it's time for us to execute.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool. Okay, I like that. Yeah, you got to have a little mix of everything. Because, like, the other thing, too, is, like, Raul's really great to talk to people. Sometimes I think even better than I am. Because, like, sometimes we'll go places, and then he's just like, I'm like, where'd Raul go? And he's like, oh, he's just talking to that random guy that he met, like, 10 seconds ago.
I can be that guy, too.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to do in a business, right?
You really have to. Yeah. No. So, and I think that's what a lot of people need to understand. And to anyone that's thinking about starting a business or getting into the IG thing, whatever it is, networking and just finding your people to go into business with, because you can't do it all, man. And you just said, right, like, it takes a village. We were talking about that. Like, you guys were thinking your girlfriends and wives. My wife gets kind of awkward about it. She's like, why do you thank me at things? And I'm just like, because, like, you don't give me shit about doing this.
Right.
Like, that goes miles. And she like, you know, most wives and dudes that I talk to, it's like, oh yeah, like, oh,
I'm gonna let you do that.
Like, why? Like, oh, how do you get out there? How do you go out and play golf all the time? How do you go out and do this? And it's like, well, I mean, it's my second job. Like, I come out here and I mean, it's a passion project, definitely. Like, am I making buku bucks off of this? No,
Right.
no, like, no. But my wife understands that, like, okay, like, you're building something, you're building a community, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, you're going to do something with purpose.
Right.
So go do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, that goes a long way.
I mean, I think it's the only way that we'd be able to do it. You know, he has a very supportive girlfriend in Irene, and I have a very supportive wife in Chelsea. And, you know, we wouldn't be able to be Birdies in the Outfield without them.
For sure.
You know, that tournament wouldn't have been the Bi-Coastal Bash without them. I mean, you know, like he's talking about, you know, 2 minutes before we're supposed to take off in carts, I'm putting cart signs out, or, you know, hole signs, and, you know, our significant others are checking people in. He's kissing babies, making sure everything's running well, you know. So, like you're saying, without the support of our wives and significant others, I think a lot of things would go awry. So make sure as a man, you know, you're supporting your significant wife or your significant other, showing that support, because I saw this the other day. With a man doesn't understand his ceiling until he has a supportive woman behind him. In heterosexual relationships, talking about, you know, don't get all fucking crazy. You know, like,
we're talking from our perspective. Okay, our perspective.
But and for me, you know, once I got out of that insecure space and gave, like, all of my belief and all of my love to my wife, my ceiling has gone so much higher, man.
Oh yeah.
And I just feel so much better, dog. You know, like, it's just, I don't know, the mojo. I feel like Austin Powers, baby. Baby. Yeah.
It's like think about, like, honestly, like, and some people are probably gonna be like, I'm probably gonna hear later, like, oh, that was dumb or whatever. But dude, think about it. Like, a dude could be, if we put this into like a metaphor, you could be a badass jet, right? You can be a badass jet, but there's no fuel in the jet. It's going nowhere. Right. And a strong, supportive, significant other, for those of you, you know, maybe you live a different lifestyle, but a strong, significant other is that jet fuel.
The fuel. Yeah.
They're the fuel. Like, you could have everything going on for you, right? Like, you could be the, you know, most handsome looking guy. You could be the strongest looking guy, all this stuff. But, dude, there's just something about having a significant other that supports you that is just jet fuel. Like, I've had moments where I'm like, dude, like, do we keep doing this? Like
entrepreneurship,
dude, yeah,
that's entrepreneurship.
Do we keep doing this? And
Can we keep doing
this? And Raul and I have conversations. Like, he and I are always like, we're like this. We're talking about stuff, and we have the other guys, Hex and Serge. A lot of love to them. But sometimes the decisions comes out to Raul and I. And Raul will lean on me, and I'll lean on him. And he's like, "Hey, man, like, can we make this work? Can we do this next? Can we put on this next event?" And it'll just take a simple, like, conversation with my wife, and she'll just be like, "Do you want to do this? Do it."
Yeah.
And dude, that'll flip a fucking switch. I'll be like, "All right,
I'm doing it.
All right, let's go. Let's go." Yeah. So no, I like that we see eye to eye on that. That's
man. It's so important to have somebody that supports you because, like you're talking about in entrepreneurship. Anyone who started a business has had those moments, whether it's in your garage, in your house, in your car, where you're sitting there like, can I do this for another day?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is this worth it? Is it going to work out? And, I'm not sure how it's worked out for you. I'm sure kind of similar, but every time you get through that hump, through that little short stage, it seems like there's a reward on the other end for you.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, bro. 100%. Like, we'll talk about the Isle because we're here. Once again, shout out Emerald Isle. I told you guys about the league, right? So I ran the league last year, and I got to a point where I was like, dude, like, this is a lot of work. And, Raul supports, and he's like, you're running the league down in San Diego. It's not really in LA. He came down like to one or two events, what he could, because he has kids as well. And I remember we wrapped up the league event here, and right before this one kicked off, I told him, I was like, bro, I'm fucking tired. Like, running these every month, it's kicking my ass. And like we talked about off camera, I'm a manager. I manage employees, and so like I got to deal with that Monday through Friday. I got to make sure my clients are happy, and I got to do what I got to do. Right. That pays the bills. That's what pays the bills right now. And Los Golferos is a passion project, and the brand comes first. The towels come first. Selling the towels, doing what we can, and I don't want to say they come second, but 1B or just slightly off is the community, because at the end of the day, that's what's that's another important aspect, right? Is the community that we're developing. And so coming back to the event, we kick off, great event. I always have fun doing them. And a couple of the guys, we were up at the pro shop, and we just had handed out prizes, and we did everything. And a couple of them walk up to me, and they're like, bro, like, thank you so much. They're like, this, I've been to tournaments, I've done all this other stuff. It's like, but the community that you've built, this is what I look forward to. And I was like, damn. Like,
shit, I gotta keep doing this.
I gotta keep doing this. Like, I gotta keep killing myself to keep doing this. Right. Like that meant the world to me. And I like we talked about a little bit earlier, it's like I feel like you have to live life in a selfless manner, because you never know what somebody's going through. And maybe we throw an event and somebody has the time of their lives, and it could be as simple as like, dude, like, I'm ready to give up fucking golf, like, I'm tired of this, to like, dude, you threw a great golf event, like, I want to keep playing golf, I want to keep coming back to your events. Or it could be something like, dude, like, I just had the shittiest week of my life.
I'm looking forward to this.
And coming to play your event, like, that helped me recalibrate. And so it's like little things like that. When like that happens, I choke up.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, okay, I'll keep doing this. Yeah,
because it means more to people, right? We've talked about, and you have a much bigger audience than we do, but just think about how many people don't say anything. Mm-hmm. Right? How many people don't feel confident in being like, yo, Ralph, Raul, thank you guys so much for what you do. I'm a Latino in a golf community that doesn't really feel inclusive, but you guys give me the space to feel included. Thank you so much. And like you're talking about, that means way more than selling towels or anything, because you just inspired somebody to do something that they typically wouldn't do. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the biggest things pushing us, right? We never really envisioned owning a brand and having this be our full-time go. We don't have other jobs. Obviously the money hasn't been great. We've made $0 to this point, but it's been those messages or those types of messages that have kept this thing going, and realizing that people are taking note that, you can go do something that you want to do without the knowledge, right? I didn't have any marketing, advertising experience. We didn't have any product experience. But we're doing this out of love and passion, and creating things like this hat is the area we're going to go, because that's what means most to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, man, I separate from the podcast, I just want to let you know that you guys are doing way more for the community than you'll ever know.
Don't make me fucking cry right now.
I'm not going to make you cry. I'm not trying to make you cry, bro.
No, honestly, though, you're very inspiring, dude. Like, us being minority guys, too. It's like, we saw you guys and the followership that you guys created, even at that Shindig tourney, like what you guys were able to accomplish in that tourney and what kind of people you brought out there. It's like, we want to throw those types of tournaments, man, because what you've done,
Dude, and we'll keep doing it. That's safe par through that tournament, but
right.
they came all the way from Minnesota, and they were like, dude, like, you guys, to them, they told us, they're like, you're the California guys.
Exactly.
They're like, you're the California guys. We want to rock with you. Like, let's do an event. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, we will never gatekeep. We're like, dude, whatever you want to do, like, we'll help you do it. So, no, thank you. That means a lot. And like I said, building the connections and really just like developing camaraderie with people. Like, we had, like I said, we talked to Glenn Ivey. We linked up over at Good Company, and seeing you guys at the Shindig, I'll be honest, like, I was really excited that you guys were there.
Yeah.
I was like, we would only had interacted like once or twice, but to see you guys at the Shindig, I was like, hell yeah, dude, the Bito boys are here.
Dude, but let's talk about the Shindig, right?
Okay, let's do it.
And what was your favorite part of the Shindig? That day.
That day? Dude.
Because I know what my favorite part is. I want to hear what your favorite part is.
That's a loaded question. There's a lot.
I think ours is the same answer.
Yeah.
Now you're putting pressure on me. I mean, I always love when we get people to. So, okay, you guys don't know this. You're in the group chat now. You're in the Grub City group chat
Grub
now.
City.
So Grub City. Shout out Grub City. Grub City, bitch. So Grub City. There's guys in that chat that I've met in person, in real time. And then there's other guys who I hadn't met in person, and we got to meet at the Shindig finally in person. So that was my favorite part. Is that that group chat, and you guys have experienced it now. The raunchiest shit gets said. The conversations that are had are wild.
Yeah.
But virtually, that is such a tight group of guys. And so to get some of them out, and once again, this is hard to like narrow that list, but one of my favorite golf courses, DeBell, we were the ones that pitched DeBell. We were like, yo, like, get to DeBell. Originally, it wasn't supposed to be there. Things happened. It transpired. It ended up being at DeBell. And Dom and Derek were like, dude, like, yeah, like we should have just started here.
Such a sick
yeah. Well, what was your guys'?
I mean, I'll tell you what is when we all sat down at that table afterwards, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many people were there, probably 18 to 25. But we're talking about all different races, coming from different aspects of life, walks of life, and all sitting down, sharing a drink and just stories, man. So. And I bring that up because that's why we threw the tournament. We threw it because it's not about the golf; it's about the afterwards, where everybody's sitting down having those conversations that at least resonates with us, man. Meeting you guys, meeting Raul's son, and seeing it's Raul's son, right?
Yeah, Raul's son. Yeah.
And seeing, how great of a human being he is, and just getting past the brands, getting past, what we can offer each other on the business side, and just sitting down as people and enjoying a drink and a laugh.
Yeah,
was one of my favorite parts of that. Actually, my favorite part. There's nothing close.
Yeah, and talking to Derek and.
Getting to know people, right? And really getting to know people instead of being on the course. And, Derek and Dom did a fantastic job of driving around and making sure everybody was doing well. showing face, kissing babies like we talk about. But, there's nothing like sitting next to them and getting to a personal level and asking them questions about their personal life that really drives us and makes us go.
I love that you just said that, because one thing that has stuck with me since I met you guys, and even now as we have this conversation, as far as asking questions, and even when we talk about having all of those sponsors that you guys had for the Bi-Coastal Bash, you guys are unafraid to ask questions, and I mean that in the best possible way. Like to your point about to when we sat at the I forgot the bar or restaurant we were sitting at, but just dude, you were asking every question, and I loved it because, like I said, we're not gatekeepers. Like, dude, ask away. Like, I use people asking me questions, kind of like not to reevaluate, but just to make sure, like, I got my shit together. Like, yeah, like, okay, no, that's a great question. Like, where do we do this? How do we do that? I tell my employees that all the time. They'll be like, hey, like, Ralph, sorry I'm asking you all these questions. Like, no, ask these questions because it keeps me sharp. It keeps me, like, on my tippy toes. And so, no, dude, that's, like, one of my biggest things about you guys that I love is that you guys are not afraid to ask questions. Like, you guys will ask, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? When did you do this? When did you do that?
Right.
We're just so new to the space. That's why it's like we need the knowledge. Like, yeah,
stay hungry, bro.
Yeah,
stay
it's
hungry.
Like ex-athletes, like, we want to know more information. Yeah. Like, we need to figure out how to do certain things. So, I mean, even for me, too, it's like I'm still kind of shy to ask questions, but, like, you just got to get out of your own head, out of your own, like, shell, and just ask, like, what's our worst thing they could say is no, right? Like,
exactly.
or not even give you an answer.
Yeah, the worst thing somebody could say is no.
Right.
Like, all right, cool, fuck you, I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, I think for me, where the questions come from is, like, I'm curious, right? And then 2, it's like, how do I help them? How do we connect? How do we collaborate? Where is somewhere that I see Birdies in the outfield helping somewhere else? Because that's always something that I'm looking to do is, one, we want to collaborate with great people. And we've been very fortunate to this point to be only collaborating with great people. But 2, how can I help them? Because it's not only about us. Really, none of us do the same stuff. Not the same styles, not all the same products. So we found that if you can help other brands and show that your long-term investment is to help them in the long-term goal, man, it's the sky is the limit. Who you can talk to, who you can be in the room with, and just a couple examples. We talked about Municipal. Tam, AJ, the crew over there have been nothing but beautiful to us, and it started from networking, right? Shelby, one of our friends who plays here at Emerald Isle a lot of times, said, hey, you guys are throwing a tournament, I know somebody, let me introduce you, and it's just always about asking those questions, bro. So ask questions, people. Just ask the question. There's no stupid question. I still get afraid to these days, but just ask, man. Just ask.
Yeah, like I said, the worst thing they could do is say no, right? And in the off chance they laugh at you or whatever, that just shows you who they are. Like, all right, cool. You laughed at me or you shot me out. That means I don't really want to work with you anyway because you're just that type of person. And, I hope that we've always come across as people that'll want to help and support because that is what we want to do. And I hope that we've built a community that can, support that because it's not always what you say, it's what people say about you. And so I always hope that the marker that we left on people is that if they ask other people about us, they'll be like, yeah, Los Golferos, those are cool guys. You need to go talk to them.
Nothing but the best, man. Nothing but the best. Always looking to help out, seeing what they can do, man. So yeah, we appreciate, that's why we're here, right? Because we appreciate you, Los Golferos, Raul, Hex, everybody that does Surge. Everybody that's done something for us, had conversations, right? It's not always about what we can do. It's just the conversation, right? There's down the line, there might be somebody that needs a serape towel. We don't make serape towels. Yeah. Los Golferos. We know somebody that makes a great one, right? So it's about being a good person, like you're talking about, and making sure that you can do things to help other people.
For sure.
I think that you'll have a great life.
And the same, man. Like I said, baseball is a big part of our lives. You guys got to meet Raul's son. That's a big part of his life right now in baseball. And one of the biggest things in my life is that when football is over, right? At some point, the show's got to stop. And mine ended in college. And that was a big transition for me. It's like, I'm not a football guy anymore. I'm not a football player anymore. What does that life after look like for me? Because I think as an athlete, you're like, this has to be my sole focus. This has to be my life. And,
end goal.
That's the end goal, right?
Yeah.
And so, we may run into baseball. We will run into baseball players. We'll be like, hey, the road's done. I've gotten to the end. It stopped in college. It stopped in the minors. Whatever it may be. And so to your point, hey, go look at the Bito boys. Go talk to the Bito boys because they've lived these different layers of a baseball career. You could go talk to somebody of what is that next step? What is that next phase of life? Because I think that's a big thing that people don't understand about athletes that make it their life is that there is a psychological kind of trigger or wall to get over. It's, dude, I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but I seriously went through some people go through actual depression, but I feel like I went through a little depression where I was like, I'm not a football player anymore.
You're lost, right?
I'm lost. Dude.
I think, and I think that's why. And what's funny is golf. We were talking about it today. I think soccer is the biggest sport in the world, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it's played all over the world.
Without a doubt.
I think golf can get there, and I think it's because people are realizing the ex-athletes, right? They're always looking for something competitive to just get that itch back.
Mm-hmm.
But golf is the sport that kind of allows you to still be competitive as much as you want to be competitive.
Exactly.
And that's why I think you see, LeBron, not a LeBron fan.
LeBrizzle?
But, he's going to retire next year, and, now you see him in the golf space.
Yeah.
Because I think, MJ, other people like that, it's just that bridge to ex-athlete and the real world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You hit a spot right there. To be honest, it's like we were after baseball, right? We were pretty much clueless. I went back to the same sport that I was playing to coach and still get that itch. Mm-hmm. But it's even the transition now, it's unknown for me personally and for him. Mm-hmm. It's we're stepping into a different sport that we don't know the ins and outs to, basically. We're having to meet new people in a different realm. Yes, the baseball community is small. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but we've been in that world. How can we transition? And it's as an ex-athlete, what's next?
Yeah.
Because like I said, my goal was to play pro baseball. And the envision was have an all-star career, make the Hall of Fame. We have big pictures like that. And then when that just falls all of a sudden, it's what's next? That's been our life since I was 3, 4.
Yeah.
So that's tough, man. It's a tough situation.
It's always funny to me that and like I said, I didn't go as far as, not even close as far as I wanted to go in the sports world. And a lot of people won't. Just being honest, they won't.
1%. 1% or something.
The 1%, I saw this stat the other day. It's the top 20% of high school athletes will play college ball. And then from there, the top 1% to 2% play professionally. Yeah. You think about how that gets trickled down. So you have a lot of these athletes that in it. And so, it's dude, you to even try to attempt, not even succeed, to attempt that, you have to have a certain mindset, and that has to become your sole focus. And so, once again, like we said, only if you go from 20% to 1%, there's 19% of the college athlete population that has to rewire their brains to think I'm not great anymore, or not say they're not great, but say hey,
what do I do?
What do I do?
Right.
Yeah, and I think you're breaking up a great point, and I think this is something that's not talked about a lot. Is that when you are a college athlete, you've likely played the sport for years on end. Mm-hmm. for 365 days. Mm-hmm. Whether you're playing, practicing, eating for it, mentally preparing for the sport, you're doing that. And so when you play college sports and all of a sudden it's either your senior year ends, or you may go on to play professional sports and you're released, or you don't make the team, it's like you almost fall flat on your face, like, what's next? Because sports, and this is, I say this now, my kids are 2.5 and 1 1/4, but this is why I'll never push my kids to play sports, is because I played sports from the time, and I have no regrets. Yeah. I'm not saying I have regrets, but I never stepped foot in, I was a professional athlete, but I was never a professional baseball player, if that makes sense. MLB baseball player.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like I spent the greater part of years 9 to 21 playing baseball. Mm-hmm. And my parents spent all that money for me to go play baseball. Summers, they didn't take vacation. Mm-hmm. Their vacation time was baseball. Yeah.
The investment was you.
Yeah. And for the 1%, it works, right? But for everybody else, I carry, I'm not going to say a lot of guilt, but I carry a lot of sorrow that, and my mom would hate that I would say this, but, for me to not be able to give her the return that she gave, the hours, the money, the time, it pains me quite a bit to say that, but she spent so much damn money.
Yeah.
And it got me somewhere,
right?
Yeah. And I'm thankful for it,
for sure.
But at the end of the day, was it worth those 12 entire years solely focused on baseball?
I mean, for us, we could see that personally, but then again, I hear from my mom, it's like,
right, exactly.
It was like one
of the greatest things of all time.
Greatest opportunities.
And that's my thought process too, right? Because I played baseball. I played Little League baseball, but I didn't carry it on into high school or longer. But because football was my gig, and I dealt with a lot of politics. Where it's like, and once again, you have to go in with that mentality of no, I think I'm the best guy. I'm the best guy for the job. I think you should put me in the game and stuff like that. And so, I dealt with some stuff. And I always feel bad because there was Friday nights where it's like, dude, I'm not playing tonight. And that sucks. My parents came out to watch me and they're watching me on the sideline. And then when I finally do get in and we're playing well, it's like, well, dude, why isn't this guy playing every Friday night and stuff like that? And so I get you, because I felt that guilt too. Because it's I used to get up 4:30 in the morning, go work out. I wouldn't get home till 9 p.m. And all this stuff, I put in that work and that dedication, and then for my parents to just be like, okay, cool, he's putting in all this work, it should work out for him, and then no,
it just doesn't.
It just doesn't.
For 99% of us, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's not worth it, but in the end, man, hindsight, it's just life is more about life than sports.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us get wrapped in, at least back in the day when we were playing sports, that sports is it, man. There's only really one way to get, successful, sports or whatever it may be, movie, actor, actress. But it's just let your kids be kids as long as they can be kids, man.
Yeah.
And I'll go to one point too, is I think, from what I got from my family, it's they put me in sports so I could stay off the streets. And that's also, thanks for the blessings that to keep us off those bad things that, you could run into as a teenager and stuff like that, because we were focused on the sport. So, I mean, there is positive to that, but then going back to what he was talking about, it's that was our whole life.
Yeah.
So it's that was the entire life.
Yeah.
So it's for us now as Bito Boys, what are we going to do next? How can we help? For me, and we've talked about it before too, our end goal too is to help those people that want to get to those positions with their sport. The NIL thing, if we could provide
an
that's NIL
a game changer
for a kid,
dude,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just mentality too.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people really understand. And I think, God, universe, whatever you believe in, they give you one of two things, right? They either give you the talent or they give you the mind. And it's your responsibility to figure out the other half. I think in my case, I had the talent, but the mind was always worried about what I was perceived or, living up to the standard, whereas somebody else is something different. So, I would give the advice to, find out what you really want and move towards that, man. So,
agreed.
Yeah. Dude, I honestly feel like we could go on
forever.
Dude,
it's dark.
we just hit like another vein of like the pod where I'm like, dude, we could talk about this forever. Because I feel like as former athletes, like a lot of people see the successes because they see the pros and they see all this stuff. But like you said, there's another 99% of athletes where it's like, dude, there's a lot of these emotional like inside discussions that you have with yourself because you do dedicate so much to it. And some people will laugh at it because they're like, oh dude, like you were never that good. It's like, I get it. I was never that good because you see the Lamars, you see the A-Rods, you see the Otanis, but like, dude, there's a lot of guys that put themselves in that mental state of like, I'm that good. I can be that good. I can work that hard. And 99% aren't that good or they don't have that mental edge. And it's like, okay, now we have to rewire ourselves. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not Lamar Jackson.
It is okay.
It's okay.
And I mean, if you talk about the athletes that have had, that haven't decided to be done with their sport, but have had, the jersey ripped off, being released, like that moment for them is rock bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Like taking that jersey off for most people, whatever sport they're playing at from a young age is their identity. So, it's a crazy, and a lot of people don't talk about this shit, man.
No.
And I think it's very important to talk about because people get to that point, right, where you wrap around your mind and your life around, like, I was a baseball player, dog, until I was 25 years old. And for me, I always tell my wife this. I didn't start my life until I was 25 years old because I didn't have responsibility until I was 25. I was fortunate enough to have my college paid for, but that moment I was released, it was like, holy shit, dog. Like, I gotta figure this shit out. Dude, and I don't think people talk about that. And I think that's one of the main reasons we're in this too, is because that white space of ex-athletes talking about how hard it is to be an ex-athlete at the level they were in that sport and then come in golf and get your shit kicked in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can be the best hand-eye coordinated person on this planet and come on a golf course and hit your shit into a bush every time.
Oh, bro.
It'll help you quick, but that's why we love it, man. But I don't know. You want to wrap this up, dog?
I was about to say, we got the sun going down, but you actually made a really funny point that I want to make right before we wrap up. So my brother always makes this joke. I'm terrible at finding shit. Like, you tell me, hey, the keys are hanging up on the right side of the shelf. Go find them. And I'll be like, where? And they'll be like right there. And my brother goes, how is it that you used to have like 4 to 5 guys chasing you in the backfield and you go find some guy 20 yards downfield and throw a ball right on his numbers? I was like, I don't know. That was just what I did.
Exactly. Reps, baby, reps.
That's what I was taught to do.
It was just muscle memory. I was just getting there. Exactly. But no, guys, like I said, I think we could dive into a whole nother segment of the podcast, and you guys are always welcome back to this podcast. I would love to continue talking, because like you said, I think there's an aspect of athlete mentality and mindset that isn't talked about enough, and I would love to talk about it more. But the sun's going down on us.
Yeah, can you guys see me?
Yeah, are we still on camera? But we've talked a lot about you guys, but I want to give you guys one more opportunity to shine. What's next for the Bito boys? We're in Q4 of 2025, but what's 2026 looking for the Bito boys?
Giving back, man. Everything we're going to do is always going to have a cause tied to it. Whether it's these hats, we got something special planned for Movember for men's mental health. Yeah, Movember. Yeah. Movember.
I got you.
Something special planned for that. But it's always going to be community based. We are community first. We will always be community first, family oriented. We are the brand that's going to give you, the thing that's an entry level into golf.
Yeah.
You want to golf? Come see us. You want to do something fun? Come see us. But what's next for us is giving back. We have tournaments lined up. We have events lined up, but we just want you guys to have fun, enjoy the things that you see. So.
Especially around the holiday season, too.
That's right. Yeah. Giving back, man. Yeah. Please be thankful for what you have. We're talking about October 2nd, breast cancer. I know my boy over here has been greatly affected by breast cancer. Be very grateful for what you have and what this world has provided you, because there can always be less.
For sure. 100%, bro. Awesome. I love that. Well, guys, once again, thank you so much for being on the podcast with me today. Like it's truly been an honor, and this is an amazing way to kick off season 3. So thank you, boys.
We're honored you had us, man. Yeah. Please let us know when we can come back and talk your ear for another 2 hours.
We got more, baby.
I love it. Well, guys, it's been fun. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening, whether it be Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever it is. Like, subscribe. And as always, Salud Golferos.
Salud.